Today, we're taking a virtual tour across Canada's breathtaking landscapes as we explore some hidden gems that you might want to add to your summer travel list. We're honored to have with us Marie-Hélène Brisson, the Director of Visitor Experience at Parks Canada. When she's not ensuring visitor needs and safety at Parks Canada, Marie-Hélène immerses herself in the beautiful nature and wonderful culture that Canada has to offer. She joins me now to discuss. Thanks so much for joining me, Marie-Hélène.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So, for someone who might be new to exploring Parks Canada locations, could you shed some light on what they should expect and how easy it is to plan a visit?
Yeah, you should expect beauty, wonders. You should expect to be amazed when you come and visit our national parks or historic sites or national marine conservation areas. I think one of the easiest ways to plan your visit is to actually go on our website or to use our Parks Canada app. There you'll be able to choose by province or by region, depending on where you're going. You'll see a variety of locations. All of our parks are there, national historic sites and marine conservation areas as well. So you can select the sites that interest you. On there, you're going to see very easily what those sites have to offer. Guided hikes, interpretive tours, camping or roofed accommodations. Everything is available at the click of a finger. And then you'll be able also to see trail conditions. You'll be able to see or even reserve anything that you need on directly the website or the app.
I have to say, I'm learning something myself today in that you have an app. I had no idea, which is, of course, you do. but why I didn't know that is incredible. So you also have a really extensive portfolio. You cover over 450,000 square kilometers in Canada. So can you share some highlights of what the diversity of the experience in these parks?
From one moment, you could be kayaking in the St. Lawrence Marine Conservation Area in Quebec and seeing some seals and some whales. And then the next, you could go in Alberta and see Bayou Ranch National Historic Site and experience the true history from the Stonies or the Blackfoot community. The diversity is just crazy from the landscape that you get to see, if it's the prairies, beautiful Rocky Mountains, or you get to experience Fortress of Louisbourg and a French actually fort in Eastern Canada. And there's just, like you mentioned, 450,000 square kilometers of stories to tell, and I could go on for hours and hours. But with 171 national historic sites, 47 national parks, 5 marine conservation areas, and an urban park in Toronto, I could go on and on and on and on about the diversity of everything that you get to see.
I think we have to pause here, though, and emphasize that it's really important to plan these trips in advance, correct?
Some of our places are really busy and they get booked really quickly, so it's important to plan in advance. You don't want to be disappointed when you get on site and you don't have, let's say, the camping accommodation that you wanted, or even the tour and the visit that you wanted. Burgess Shell is an example in Yoho National Park that gets really busy that you have to book in advance. So the tip is really to look often on our website or our app as well to plan your visit. But there's some locations that offer just as much beauty that are little hidden gems that you would probably be able to find some nice opportunities a bit more last minute.
Well, let's talk about those hidden gems. Can you share a few with us?
Yeah, I'll share a few of my favorites, personal favorites that I've visited myself with girlfriends or with family, or sometimes some of them are more things that I want to put on my bucket list that I want to do. So the first one I can share with you, Candice, is Puckasaw National Park. It's in Ontario. That one is actually a bucket list for me. It's located on the shores of Lake Ontario. It has amazing backcountry opportunities if it's something that you like to do 3 to 8 days. Again, plan, but that's something that's fun to do with some girlfriends. But there's also unique opportunities in front country, or where you can actually book one of our authentics. It's a roofed accommodation, A-shaped kind of cabin frame that you stay in. It has availability for 6 people to sleep in, and they're all actually equipped with barbecues and fire pits and chairs, so a good relaxing opportunity to do some camping there. There's also a wonderful interpretive activity that I would like to do when I go. It's called the Anishinaabe Camp. So you get to explore the rich culture and spiritual and historical heritage of the Anishinaabe people that are actually the indigenous community where the park is actually located.
I love that. And you also mentioned, we were talking before the interview about the Rideau Canal, and I had the pleasure of doing that last summer, going up and down the Rideau Canal with a bunch of girlfriends on the boat. And I was blown away by how beautiful it was. I don't think people understand how big the Rideau is and just how gorgeous it is.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Like the Rideau Canal is a place, I'm from Ottawa, so I get to enjoy it, but I kind of forget, what it is, and I probably take it for granted sometimes. Wonderful bike paths, but I love also taking my friends and family when they come into town and go a little bit further, as you mentioned, and the boat is an awesome opportunity. So the boat is actually a self-driven yacht. So you're on it, you take care, you book it, and you do your own activity through the Rideau Canal. So another thing, though, on the Rideau Canal that I really enjoy doing with my family, and perhaps it's something that somebody can do that are a bit less familiar with water activities, is to learn to paddle. So the Rideau Canal offers an opportunity all summer long, multiple times a week. You can book online to go with a group of at least 4 people, and you learn how to canoe and to kayak. So if you're a little bit less at ease and a bigger body of water is a bit more scary for you, the canal is contained. It's beautiful, and you get to enjoy a paddle activity through the locks, but with an interpreter with you.
So I feel like we should definitely touch on the fact that there are a lot of forest fires going on this summer. Where can people find out if that is affecting where they will be visiting this summer?
So you're right, Candice. It's across the country in multiple provinces. Hopefully it slows down, but it did start very early this year. On our Parks Canada website, you will have information. So if you've actually planned and booked some camping, let's say in a park, I suggest that you go and take a look daily to see for the latest reports. Same on our social media channels. We'll be advertising whenever there's a modification. But if you have a reservation, we will definitely communicate with you if we have to cancel or move anything. Also, there will be multiple fire bans across the country this year because it is very dry. So please respect those fire bans. It's important. So this way we contribute to making sure that we don't create more of those unfortunate forest fires.
Absolutely. And I don't think people realize how big a role Parks Canada plays in our country's tourism industry. So could you just wrap this up by sharing sort of your commitment to providing people with high quality and meaningful experiences?
Yeah, as like the biggest offer of product actually in the country and as a tourism provider, we are definitely committed to making sure that your visit is not only safe but fun and meaningful. We want people to come back. We want people to enjoy these places. They are yours. At the same time, when people enjoy themselves in our places and take in the nature and take in the history, they become stewards for the future in terms of protection and conserving those wonderful places.
All right, excellent. So we're going to put all the links to Parks Canada and that app, and which I'm going to download immediately following this interview. We're going to put that in the liner notes of the podcast. I can't thank you enough for joining me. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Candice.